Welcome to In Pursuit with Pastor Bill.
Hey, I'm just a simple guy in pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, wild game, fish that swim under the ice, tender smoked meat, tasty grilled meat, and Denise.
In this hour, we are going to be talking about all of that and a whole lot more. Bill has been with Maranatha since 2005 and the campus pastor at Maranatha Chisago Lakes campus since 2011. Come along and join In Pursuit.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is good to be here.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I'm Bill.
I'm Denise.
And I'm Alice.
Wonderful. Here we are, kind of racing in.
On two wheels,
Alice,
you did.
were you ready to start things off?
I was.
I bet you were. I would imagine you were. Just a busy morning already, which is super fun.
It is. It's good.
Yeah.
Life is busy for everybody.
Everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I was listening to the Forest Lake campus message from this last weekend, and it was their graduation service, and Ben was preaching. And one of the statements he made, Ben is the youth pastor here at the Forest Lake campus, and he was talking about, I can't remember the exact context, but instead of saying just busy, 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 I think he might have gotten it from Robin, was just a full life. Like what you just said, life is just full. It's full of stuff.
Yes.
A lot of good stuff.
Some of it.
Yep, and then some just other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, life is good. Sometimes we get caught up and forget to enjoy. Ferris Bueller once said wonderfully, life goes by pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you'll miss it.
Yep.
Ferris Bueller, the wise philosopher that he was.
It's true, and he keeps coming back around.
He does keep coming back around. I don't remember when that show even came out, the 80s? 90s?
I don't know.
80s or 90s, but it was a good one. Let me ask you guys this.
Okay.
So growing up, even to this day, my brother makes fun of me because I would rewatch the same VHS tapes. Like when we were younger, I would just rewatch movies, like the same movies, because I knew I liked them, and so I would watch the movie. It's kind of like a restaurant for me. If I go to a restaurant and I know a food I like, I just want to get that food. Like I don't want to go off script.
Yeah, and I like to try the weirdest thing I can find on there, just to try something new and new taste sensations and new ideas for cooking. And
we're different that way.
We are.
And I was so weird, I would rewatch the same videos, hoping that they might change.
Oh, that's funny.
That's different. Yeah. But
yeah, I used to rewatch shows.
Yeah, I just rewatched over and over the VHS tapes that we had. My dad built an in-the-wall case, and then it was just filled with rows of VHS tapes in the living room right there. And there were a few, like the original Red Dawn. I used to watch that over and over again. Yeah, just a whole bunch of them.
I used to watch. We got our first DVD player, and so our first DVD was Ever After. I think it was Ever After. Yeah, Ever After. And I didn't sleep well. Life was a little bit hard at the time, and so I would go down to the TV room and watch Ever After at 1, 2 in the morning, and just watch it, and then go back to bed. Yeah. So I don't even know how many times I watched that show.
Well, I think that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what would you say is your most rewatched show?
I've rewatched The Equalizer, the Denzel Washington.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
I've rewatched those quite a few times.
Which is kind of funny because it's pretty intense.
It is intense, but it's justice.
It's justice, that's right. Yeah,
there's so much injustice, and he makes things fair, and that just speaks so loudly to me.
You're so funny because you have a very sensitive pherometer.
I do. I have a very big pherometer. And if you don't know what a pherometer is, it's a fair-o-meter. You have to make sure everything's fair.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how that works out. Do you have a movie, Alice, that you have rewatched over and over and over again?
When I was younger, it was Sleepless in Seattle. And it would be sad. I would literally watch it, rewind, and watch it again.
Oh, cool. I've watched while you were sleeping a lot, too.
Yeah, you've talked about that movie a lot.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
These mashed potatoes are so creamy. It's one of my favorite lines. It's not pertinent to the show at all, but I watch that show a lot.
Megan is out there listening. Sent you a picture of the baby crashed, and must be Molly playing in the background. I can't really see. Oh, no, there's a few kids playing back there. You got your hands full.
Heather and Matt are listening.
Wonderful.
Say what?
And it sounds like me and Johnny are a lot alike, which should make, Megan, it should make you very nervous. But Johnny can rewatch the same movie over and over and order the same meal every time as well. Yeah. See, I'm not as weird.
I don't think you're
as
weird.
people think.
It's very comforting. I know exactly what to expect. It's good. I'm sorry I don't do that for you. You never know what's going to be on my plate.
It's okay. It doesn't bother me because I don't have to eat what's on your plate.
That's right. BJ's tuning in. That's nice.
Great to have all of you here.
She says, shout out to Alice for saving me when my transmission went out right in front of the church. She drove me all the way home to Schaefer. Thank you,
nice.
Alice.
And that was so worth it because I got to pet a horse.
Oh, very nice.
That's therapy right there.
I know.
Yeah. I would say the movies, not so much from my childhood, but recently the movies I've rewatched over and over and over again would be like the Marvel movies.
We've watched the Marvel movies a lot together, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, like probably the original Iron Man, although the original, the Transformers that came out, I watched that quite a few times too. When those were coming out, I really liked those. But the Captain Americas, I probably watched the first Captain America the most. I like Captain America. Yeah. So,
and I've watched old shows a lot, like the Mary Poppins, the White Christmas, the Court Jester, Anything Goes. Those old shows, I've watched those many, many times, but those are classics and so good.
Yeah, they are good.
They are. They're good.
I don't not enjoy them. If you weren't there, I don't know that I would go to one of them, but when we watch them, I enjoy the old movies. How about this? Those of you that are listening, since we know we have a handful of you that are listening live, send us your favorite movie or the movie that you have watched the most times. Like if you're a over and over movie watcher, what's your movie?
They're already starting.
Are they really?
Yeah, BJ. Her kids have watched Sandlot over and over.
Oh, we should
warns
watch
us
that.
They may have picked up a few new 4-letter words.
Uh-oh.
Right.
I don't remember.
You know what that
Sandlot.
is? That's a cover so that it doesn't seem like they picked them up
do
from
it,
their
yes.
parents. That's right. That's a good idea, BJ.
Oh, Emily's listening with Mario and Luigi. That is adorable.
Oh my gosh.
She has little twin boys, and they're dressed up like Mario and Luigi.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love
Show
that.
Alice through the window there.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah, so
cute.
send us what you've watched, or your favorite movie, what you've rewatched the mostest, and it's just kind of a fun way to chat while we're live on the radio today.
Yeah.
What else has been going on? I'm planting grass, and we got to obviously. I think I've talked about all the trees we've cut down and wood we've cut up and split and stuff. Well, we're starting to want to get rid of some of the stumps now because our yard was so filled with stumps.
You mean the 30 stumps that are in our yard?
It's crazy. So I rented a stump grinder last week, and I had it for Thursday evening. And, that evening, I'll bet you I ground up a dozen stumps.
Wow.
And I'm renting another one tomorrow because there's so many more stumps to grind up. But it sure is nice when they're out of the yard.
Yeah, it looks totally different.
Yeah.
It looks cared for.
Yeah. It's
you care for the yard really well, but with those stumps, they're just eyesores.
It's just there.
Yeah. Because
I'm tired of having to mow around house.
Yes, I was thinking of that actually. So I ground the stumps, and we got a load of black dirt delivered, and so I'm starting to now spread some black dirt out and try and level off some of the spots. And a few of the spots, I planted some grass seed yesterday, and trying
to keep our chickens out of them is
I'm telling
impossible.
You what, I almost shot them. I walk up, I'm like, what are you doing to me? And they don't care.
They don't
think
care.
They come to me instead of running from me and driving me crazy.
Hey, are you going to put more of that grass seed down?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Do you have any, like chicken wire? Just a chunk?
Yeah, we do. I could, but I have so many spots that I'm seeding that it would take me a day to fence around all of the...
No, not fence. Just literally take a square and put it on top.
Oh, just lay it right over it. Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
That's what we ended up doing because the chickens did the same thing.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I have to think about it. Maybe some hardware cloth. Oh, or I could just put a bunch of nails upside down in it.
No.
Yeah. But it's kind of fun to do all that, and so it's fun to spread the seed out and all that and water it, and now you just wait until you see that shade of green, that starts. It's very, very satisfying to do that. Jenny Gaskill says The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and the Marvel movies. Those are hers.
Those are good ones.
I could rewatch The Lord of the Rings, too. I haven't seen those for a long, long time.
Yeah, I could rewatch them. I've only seen them once.
Yeah.
They're really long.
Really long.
So
Yeah.
I think you might go crazy with how many times I get up from the couch if we watch that together. So might need to do that when I'm out of town. Because he's very considerate. He stops the movie when I get up. I have an attention deficit. So I don't get through a whole hour show without getting up. I don't intend to, but
Yeah.
something
and it's
inside
fine.
me makes me move.
And it works just fine.
Yeah.
I could sit there with a bag of chips and a can of soda and watch the whole Lord of the Rings if I was tired or not feeling good or something like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I get a little antsy.
Yeah.
At
the end of the day.
Yeah, the end of the day is the time for me to do it.
Yep.
I couldn't spend an afternoon just sitting like that.
Yeah.
Too many things rolling around. But yeah, it's fun.
It's good.
So grass seed is fun. I'm excited to see how that turns out. I planted it last night. I got up this morning to go out and water it, and I was very disappointed that it wasn't growing already. So that makes stuff like that a little bit difficult. Caught some gophers, still tackling the moles. So yesterday I set a trap, and I took your advice, grabbed some dirt, and I just all over my hands, all over the trap,
Yeah.
and then stuck it down in there. So they're just everywhere. And now, especially since I'm trying to make the yard a little nicer, like I think actually one of the spots I spread black dirt out and seeded. Then last night when we were outside, I think I already saw mole mounds in it.
Yeah,
and I was
you did.
just
no.
Yeah.
started pulling my hair out.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not good. It's
Yeah.
not good, people.
not good, but it's just another challenge to try and tackle and stay focused on. Mike Veerling is listening. Oh, brother, where art thou?
Oh,
And Napoleon Dynamite.
we're seeing a side of Mike Veerling that I did
just
not
gonna
know
say
was
that.
there.
I'm very surprised by that, Mike.
Eat your casserole.
Yeah. Eat the food, Tina. Now we got to get Mike a Pedro for President t-shirt. That's awesome. Oh, Mike, I love that.
Emily and Elsie just watched all of the Lord of the Ring movies this past weekend. Wow, you guys are troopers.
Nicely
all of
done.
Them? That's like 96 hours, isn't it?
That's good. That's a lot of good
amazing.
popcorn eating right
Yeah.
there. Megan said she doesn't, but Johnny's obsessed with Tommy Boy when he was younger. She constantly hears quotes. That's pretty funny. Mom and Dad are listening. Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Say hi to the kid and the dog if they show up over there. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. Well, that's a lot of what did they watch? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of the Lord of the Rings. That's
Yeah.
cool. You
Cool.
can get sucked into those movies,
You
though.
can, yep.
And because they're well
They are
done.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, they're good. So yesterday, I had taken a vacation day to get some of that stuff done around the house, but Denise worked, and when she got home, you threw a frozen pot roast into the pressure cooker.
I did, because my daughter was there, and we were working outside, and I'm like, I'm just going to throw this frozen thing into the Instapot.
Was it the Instapot? I thought it was the pressure cooker. I'm sorry.
Well, an
Same
Instapot
thing.
kind of is a pressure
Yeah,
cooker.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah, and
Modern day.
it was tasty.
How long did it take?
I looked it up really quick, and it said 90 to 105 minutes, depending, 2.5 to 3.5 pound. So I think I did 100 minutes, and then you let it cool down naturally. And so it was like a 2-hour process, but we were outside working, so it came in and it was done, and it was tender.
It was very, very surprising.
I hate that gelatinous stuff that's in meat, though. It's like sticky and
between the different muscles.
Yeah.
I just hate that stuff, and there was some of that in here. But it wasn't like some of the roasts where you get a half inch of meat and then gelatinous and then another half inch of meat. It wasn't like that. Those that just go in the trash can. Just like, I just wasted all this time. But so there was some at the end of it, and it just brought back the rage I have for that gelatinous stuff on my meat. But we just ate it off the plate with
one
a fork.
plate, 2 forks, just meat.
We just ate it off the plate together.
Wow.
That's a good meal.
Yeah, and then the rest of the meat, Bill picked it over, and all the juices from the Instapot. It's going to be a good stew tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be
or
delicious.
tomorrow, yeah.
Be very delicious. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, all those seasonings and bone broth that was in there. That's going to be a good stew.
Yeah, it is. We, I got out on the bike. I had a meeting this morning, and so we drove separately, which doesn't happen very often, but got on the bike. Sometimes it's just nice to get on the bike.
Good to ride.
Yeah, we don't
It's a
ride.
beautiful
We
day.
don't ride that enough. Yeah, it was nice.
We rode last weekend, right?
We did
Yeah.
that blessing of the bikes
And it
over in
was
St. Croix
so
Falls.
fun. I was
Yeah.
like, man, we got to get up more on this thing. It's
Yeah.
just fun. But my whole spine hurt because we were on for like 45-minute drive out there and 45-minute drive back, and holding that helmet up, and then the wind just was so. It was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable ride, just fabulous. But the wind was really like you had to hold yourself on.
Yeah, it beats you.
And it hits your helmet, and the helmet's heavy already, and so it just kept waving me back and forth. And so the next day I was pretty sore.
I bet.
So you can tell that it's the different muscles you use. I remember one time during COVID, we did a pray for people ride. And so we just kind of put out there, if you would like us to stop by and just pray for you if you're stuck at home or whatever. And so we just had people reach out, and then we created a little loop of, I don't know if it was 10 or 12 different places we stopped. It
Or
was
40.
Yeah, it was quite a few.
It was 4 hours later.
It was a long,
Yeah.
and we didn't stay at anybody's house more than just a few minutes, and
Yeah.
then we would just get on and map to the next house. It was a fun little loop, and there was, I don't remember, 4, 5, 6 bikes that did this loop with us.
Yeah.
But it was funny because at the end of the day, I remember our legs were sore from
Getting on and off the
kicking
bike.
on and off and
Yeah.
on and off.
I had to start going on the other side,
Yeah.
and then by the end I just said, I can't hold myself up anymore. So every time he'd start or stop, my body would just slam into it. So it was like,
no.
I can't stop it anymore. My muscles are just too tired. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Just
Yeah.
bam, slam right into the back of him. Bam. I couldn't stop it. It was too just sore.
And we're somewhat active. Like, it's not like all we do is sit all the time. It's just different muscles.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just completely different muscles that you're using, riding or on and off or whatever. So yeah, it's a good reason to ride more.
Yep, it is.
Strengthen the neck muscles.
Gotta get it out there.
Yeah.
Be intentional.
Yeah. We have the 3 little chicks that are making their way outside periodically. That's
They
kind
are.
of fun.
They're adorable.
Yeah.
Getting their
Colorful and
feathers.
beautiful.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see what they look like. But our rooster is very colorful, so
Yeah. It'll be fun.
yeah.
It's going to be great. I like the spring and the projects and the gardening and the mowing in the yard, and that stuff's relaxing to me.
Yeah.
When it's not like a deadline, you got to get stuff done. It's
Yeah.
very relaxing to just go do that stuff.
Yeah. Last night when I came home from work, I sat on the mower, and it was so nice.
It was a beautiful night too.
Except for when I was mowing the path amongst the trees, saw a rabbit, and it would dart in the direction I was going.
Oh no,
And it just kept darting
that's not a
everywhere
smart
I was
rabbit.
going.
Wascally wabbit.
You silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Yeah, but it was nice. I bet sitting on that lawnmower.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
I actually got a little cold.
Yeah. Yeah, we sat on the front porch after Denise got home. We just sat on the swing for a while, and I just had a T-shirt on still. And then by the time we got up again to start doing stuff, I put my long sleeves back on for a bit because it was, to me, it's the perfect temperature. You can be outside doing stuff.
I had long sleeves on and a coat
Yeah.
the whole time, so it was chilly.
But it's like you're not overheating, It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
like,
when you're doing stuff.
yeah, to be out and to be active, or like this is the perfect sit by a fire kind of weather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just I don't even know if we can say the word fire with all the burning that's been happening in Minnesota.
Yeah.
A lot of big fires that took place.
Yeah.
But
sad.
it's just a great time of year. And the outside, like there's so many people I talk to that struggle with depression, and especially that seasonal depression where you're stuck inside all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
The change that happens once people start getting out and the sunshine and the just exercise and movement and doing things, the fresh air. We have a nice big lilac bush right by our driveway, and it smells so good right now.
The whole yard just smells amazing. Just beautiful. And I saw this year for the first time the dark lilacs. I don't know if I just was oblivious to them, but there's really dark purple ones, white ones, and then the light lavendery ones. And we have a small branch of very dark, and that's from my childhood. We had all three colors, and I loved the super dark ones. So I was very happy to see those.
Yeah.
And have you seen them before?
I don't remember ever seeing them.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of white ones, and then up in the center and mixed in all that are these deep purple ones.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
And then the other side has the light purple ones,
Yeah.
all clustered together. So
We have a row of lilacs, and Jason opened the windows right when they were blooming. The whole house
Oh, I bet.
smelled so nice.
It's such a aromatic plant or bush or
Fragrant,
flower,
yeah.
whatever, fragrant. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. We have a lady at the church that has volunteered for the last year, and she's redone all of the plants in the gardening areas around the Chisago campus, and I like the number of comments I hear are
how beautiful it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
hear them all the time,
I didn't
too.
look, but Shane said she added some stuff today too. But it's just all part of spring,
Yeah.
all part of that newness. I remember one year in front of the Chisago campus, there were all kind of, were they tulips that had all blossomed or flowered or something?
Yep.
And a couple of little kids went out and picked every single one of these beautiful flowers. Do you remember that?
Yep, on a Sunday morning.
It's like, what in the
I
world?
think, oh, mamas, there's some mamas that got really nice
Yes,
bouquets.
there are.
I used to do that when I was really little. I would go to the neighbors' yards and
Uh-oh.
pick all the flowers and give them to Grandma.
Uh-oh.
That's great. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, that's why we put up that electric fence around the flowers.
We did not.
But yeah, it was cute. It was very funny.
Yeah, very cute.
Well, this is always fun to just kind of catch up and chat about this stuff. I have a something that's brewing in me that you guys are going to have to help me with.
Uh-oh.
But part of it stems from, like, we really enjoy meeting with married couples, young or old, that are either struggling or even couples that are getting married. We love just talking about marriage with people. We love it.
Yep.
And not that we have it all figured out or anything, but
And we're
we've-
definitely not counselors.
yeah, but we just, in those conversations, even talking with people, I feel like I learned so much.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings back to the surface the importance of some of these things in our marriage.
Yeah.
And so it's not so much that we're going to talk about marriage or anything like that, but some of the things that have come up in conversations that I just think it's just valuable stuff to continue to be thinking about.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I want to get into the second half of the show. Not super deep stuff, but just to have some conversation about just kind of about the learning more and more about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And becoming more and more self-aware, more honest with yourself, for the sole purpose of wanting to grow, or in a lot of cases wanting to heal. And like Denise said, I'm glad you said that. Like, we're not counselors or anything. We just have lived a lot of life.
We bring a lot of dysfunction to the table.
Yeah. And a very serious desire to grow.
Right.
And so like
and
that's
be happy.
Yeah.
And have a good marriage.
Yes.
A serious desire.
Yeah, a very serious desire to do that. Yeah. So that's kind of some of the stuff that I want to talk about for the remaining few minutes that we have. But all the time before we do that, we want to listen to our word of the week.
Word of the week. This is the part of the show where Denise and Bill learn new words in pursuit of knowledge and understanding of the English language, and so they can sound smarter.
I'm not sure if we're going to sound smarter today, but I like this word, blatherskite.
Ooh.
Any guesses as to what blatherskite means?
All I hear out of that is lather.
Blather.
Blather means to talk,
Right.
but I don't know the skite bit.
Yeah, blatherskite. A blatherskite is a person who speaks rapidly but says little of substance.
Oh, no.
Are you worried about the
It
sentence?
just popped into my head.
Don't worry.
Because I can be a blatherskite.
No, you can't. Okay, so here's some interesting. I've got quite a production here for you today. Blatherskite is silly, babbling speech that doesn't really mean anything. If you know someone who talks just to hear their own voice, you can call what they say blatherskite. The person you're sitting beside on a long flight might spout blatherskite the whole time, so it can be a noun or a verb. Okay. No, these are nouns. The blather, I looked up blather, and blather as a noun is foolish, voluble talk, or as a verb is to speak foolishly. Or you might gradually realize a political speech is nothing but blatherskite. In both cases, the words don't really mean much, and there are far too many of them. Blatherskite became U.S. slang in the early 19th century from bletherskate. The A and the E are switched. So there's an I, which means foolish fellow, featured in the Scottish song Maggie Lauder, which was popular with Continental soldiers during the American Revolution. So I want to play that song because I was like, Maggie Lauder, I have to hear this song.
Hello, you darlings, have you game what time it is? It's Scottish sing-along time.
So it's Scottish sing-along time. And she is definitely Scottish, but you're going to hear in here bletherskate in this song. And I hope you can hear it because I can barely hear it when I'm reading the lyrics online. Bletherskate. So that's the song. That bletherskate came. So blatherskate. Isn't that cute?
That's awesome.
Did you hear it? Could you hear it?
I did, yep.
Yeah. She's fun. Just fun. So anyway, that was fun for me to find. It's good to just dig into things, right?
Yep.
And that was fun for me. So we know if we don't use our new word, we lose our new word. So I would like to use our new word in a sentence. He's looking at me. Bill has a lot of words, but I would never call him a blatherskate because his words always have a great deal of substance. See, I told you you'd be okay.
I'm okay.
And that's our word of the week.
You're listening to In Pursuit with me, Pastor Bill, a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. WAJC is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. If you would like to visit Maranatha Chisago Lakes campus, we have 4 weekend services to choose from. Visit maranathashisago.org to learn more and to check out some past messages. There we go. Well, we're going to try and not make this next 23 minutes just simply bletherskite. Blather?
Blatherskite.
Blatherskite. Alice, I'm impressed that you knew that blather meant to talk or talking.
That's because I was in Scotland, and a lot of people blather over there.
They do. Do they blatherskite?
They probably do, yeah.
That's funny. Well, here's what I want to talk about a little bit today. I find that in the conversations that I'm having with different people, a constant thing that comes up is the peeling back of layers. So, like if somebody just gets angry, why are you angry? Like, what are you actually angry, or is there an underlying emotion that is causing the anger to come out? Mm-hmm. Following me?
Yep.
Maybe give an example.
So like in reality, you feel disrespected, but it comes out as anger.
Yeah.
Instead of using the word and realizing, what you did or what you said or how you said it or whatever, it sparks in me like this made me feel disrespected. Mm-hmm. And instead of looking at it in an in-depth way where you actually want to understand more, okay, why am I angry? Not just what did this other person do or what's the situation that makes me angry, but to peel back the layers to get down a little deeper to understand why. What is the actual thing that caused this? Feel me?
Yes.
And that's, I think simply that's going to be the challenge. Like we'd probably, if I didn't like to blather so much, we probably could be done in 30 seconds by just simply saying, peel back the layers a little more and to understand why do I do this? Like that's a question I've been asking myself so much as of late, not just recently as of late, but probably for a couple of years, just wanting to understand why do I respond this way? Why does this upset me? Why does this scare me? Why do I feel this way? Not just I feel this way, but why do I feel this way? And to keep peeling it back, because I think what happens is when we get down to that point of kind of being honest and understanding this is what this causes in me, this is where this comes from, now that's the thing you can actually deal with.
Except for those people like me that just suppress their emotions. And so instead of angry, shut down.
Right. So the same thing. Why do I shut down then?
It's safer.
But in the right environment, it doesn't have to be.
I know.
But so that to me, that's great. It's to peel back and understand I do this because this is safer for me.
Yeah.
It's not healthier for me, but it's safer for me. And so how then do we deal with that or work through that to get to the point where, okay, then why, to continue to ask the why. So yeah. Why is it that this makes me feel unsafe? What is it that has happened that has caused this lack of safety? Where do I get the feeling from that if I say what I'm actually feeling, it's unsafe? Like to continue to peel that back, and because I think that there's so much healing and understanding that comes from the honest conversation. But like you said, I think it has to be in that proper environment.
Yeah.
Where that can take place.
Yeah. And as you've been walking through this journey of peeling the layers, because we've talked about it with couples and such, I'm a self-assessor. Like I started self-assessing my day. I would lay down at night and say, oh, I'm not happy with that, or I did that right, and just trying to make my decisions better. But I haven't looked into why I respond in poor ways. You know what I mean? I would assess, and I've been doing this for a while just because I'm a pretty haphazard person, so trying to be more intentional with my behaviors and my responses. But I didn't have the wherewithal to say I need to figure out why. I just would say, okay, this was the response I wasn't happy with, so I need to adjust my responses and try and better it that way. So this is eye-opening to me, and I know it's sad because I'm in my 50s. I just don't have a brain that thinks this way. So, yep, it's been good for me. in a sad
Yeah.
way.
It doesn't sound
It's
like
a
it's
challenge,
been good.
though.
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah, it's been good for me. But
That's good.
I've been trying to do this, but just coming about it the wrong way. Just like, okay, this was a bad response, or this was a good response, and that's how I want to be, and that's how I don't want to be, and just assessing each day, and it started becoming second nature because I was doing it so that I would do it right in the instant. Like, okay, that wasn't what I wanted to do. And I'd say, okay, we got to do better with this next time. So
Yeah.
I try and not leave it the whole day. But with my mind, I couldn't do that without having practice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of it until I laid down at night. But this thinking about why, instead of just the outward action, thinking about why that action comes out of me. Sorry to say, I haven't done that since. I'm in my 50s.
Yeah, well, I would say the same for me, is that it's a desire to. I think part of it is, our marriage to be everything it can be, how we are in our jobs to be the best we can be, with our kids, now with grandkids, with our friends. I mean, there's all these great things, and this is a broad brushstroke, and I know, like you said, Alice, like, it's hard to do. It is hard to do, because as you peel back, like we were just talking about something recently, and as I'm examining and figuring out the why, well, it brings out insecurities, it brings up past things those things aren't fun. But sometimes if we can, in the proper setting, and for a lot of us, we need a professional to help deal with these things. But sometimes it's like, I would rather take a month and kind of process this than just continue living how I'm living in the emotional roller coaster, not understanding why.
Yeah. It's painful to stay that way, and it's painful to change it. But if you change it, eventually life is less painful.
It can be, yeah.
So,
yeah. What were you going to say?
Well, recently Jason and I had I don't know what to say. He said something, and I shut down. And I was that way for like 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, okay, what was it about what he said? And he had hurt my feelings. And it was very hard to go to him and say, you hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And it scared me because of, I know where all of my shutting down comes from.
Yeah.
And it just scared me because I didn't know of the reaction I would get back.
Yeah. And all of that, like within the confines of a marriage, all of that is important stuff to be sharing, because, he doesn't want to create an environment where you don't feel safe to talk to him.
Yeah.
And if it's from past experience, the acknowledgement of, I know you didn't create this, unfortunately, it's just part of my life that I bring in. That awareness enables him and equips him to be that much more aware of the environment that's created to help you get past that. Not that he should never say things, not that he...
Oh, no.
But the way it's said, what is said, the truth can still be said properly. But all of that, and to me, that's the peeling back.
Yeah.
You peel back, that first layer of the onion might look great. You peel it back, and all of a sudden you hit that rotten spot. Well, if you just close, what we do is we just close the onion back up and tie a string around and say, okay, I don't want to deal with that little rotten spot in the onion there. Mm-hmm. But if you leave that first layer unpeeled and you address that rotten spot, you cut it out, you deal with it, and then you peel back another layer to where now you're finding more healthy area.
Yeah.
And you just kind of keep peeling back throughout life, and then you find another spot. And I think this is life, where we just continually are made aware of, oh, this is how I respond to that. This is what this causes in me. Let's close it back up. Well, what if we left it open and say, okay, I think I kind of want to deal with this now. And it just kind of starts to bring about healing and freedom and understanding and richness and depth and all of these things. And from a faith perspective, I mean, we do this with those that are closest to us, but there I think has to be that same peeling back as we walk in our relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
He knows all of it anyway, obviously, but the healing is for us, and the reality or the realization that he knows every little spot that's in the onion that is Bill. So if I keep peeling this back, I don't need to close it back up as though he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Now I deal with this with him. And through prayer, I mean, I had a revelation recently. Well, I believe that revelation about myself came about from the Lord, and just, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to respond like this anymore. I don't want to put those close to me through this kind of stuff anymore because of my response. Lord, help me. Lord, open my eyes to something. What is my deal? That's what I end up in my blatherskiting. That's what I say to God. What is my deal? And then he's faithful when we listen. He's faithful when we want to address it. We want to heal. We want to find wholeness and richness in life. Then we keep walking through these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I often go to Jason and say, I think I know why I do this, and blah, 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 blah. And he just looks at me and says, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, why couldn't you tell me?
Yeah. That's funny.
Why did you let me blether on about it?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Become a bletherskite.
Yeah.
It's good to talk, and it's good. I think it's good to admit that to your partner, I know you didn't do this to me, and unfortunately you have to deal with it. And it just kind of opens the door to, yep, we got to deal with it. There's no blame. You just gotta keep moving forward. I have some things that I brought in, obviously, and I'll get upset about something, and it's like, I know you didn't do this. I know you didn't, but yet I still think you do because I'm an injured person, and so I know you didn't do this, but I'm still going to say it so you know what's in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And that's a lot of that comes from that self-examination of learning about yourself and getting over the fear of learning about yourself and the fear of feeling less than because I'm going to express emotion.
Yeah.
And I'm going to admit this. Like I have said something to Denise recently where I said, I know I'm a man, and I know that this is going to make me sound weak, or as a man I'm weak because I'm going to say these things, but as I'm peeling back and coming to what I really think is a revelation from the Lord of me, there's healing in saying it. There's healing in the acknowledgments, kind of like the old addict thing, knowing is half the battle. Well, I think that applies to a lot of things in life, and it's not just the knowing, but it's the saying the words to that person or that inner circle that's so close to you. If you're not married, but you do something like this, and you have a close friend or a real close trusted group of friends, to have these kinds of conversations, I think there's so much healing that can come from it.
Yeah, because then it's not in the dark. They say that, sin confessed is brought out into the light, and then it loses its hold over you.
Yeah.
I think this kind of stuff, when you bring it into the light, it helps you deal with it, because you can name it and see it. And
you invite somebody into it for when we were talking, and I said these things, and you just said, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, so because you guys, I don't think I'm the only one. I could be, but sometimes when you get in your own head, you start to think you're crazy, and I'm just stuck in my own head, and it's just going around and around and around. And so even as the Lord is leading you to things and bringing healing or bringing direction, like have that conversation with somebody is so, it's so freeing and healing to just, yep, that makes sense to me. Oh, that's great. It's almost like that bit of approval, or that bit of, yep, okay, now you're on the right track. Okay, so now I want to go this direction. I want to find healing for this thing that I believe this is why I respond the way I do in certain situations. This is why we've talked in recent past about just that snowball that gets rolling down the hill mentally and emotionally. Okay, so I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be more self-controlled. I want to be more stable. I want to be more consistent with things. Okay, so that's where the desire to peel back comes from, is I want to understand things, and it's things that can go back to your childhood, can go back to past relationships, can go back to upbringing, can go back to friends, any number of things. The more we realize it, I just think that it's good to find that healing in it.
Yeah, we're frail humans.
Yeah. But I think that, in church a lot, we talk about being thin-skinned, and it's just so hard to hear the truth. Even when it comes to just reading our Bibles, it's the truth of the Word of God. Yet sometimes we can get so offended that we just turn and run and say, well, that doesn't feel good, and I don't want to make that adjustment, or I don't want to deal with that. And I think, like, when you say we're frail human beings, I think that, like, this kind of stuff makes me feel stronger and more stable and more able and more secure. Instead of, it's like it starts filling in the gaps of the cracks of my foundation that are me. Yeah. And instead of getting down on another issue that I bring to the marriage, or another issue that I have to live through, whatever. No, it's another opportunity to heal, another opportunity to grow in your marriage, or with your kids, or with your friends, a great opportunity to grow with the Lord. And, like, this is who I am, this is what I bring to the table. And it doesn't even, like, some of this stuff, I don't know that we fully heal from, to the point where it just goes away. But an awareness helps to manage and be prepared for it.
Yeah, and lessen the impact.
Yeah. Like, I know why I respond this way. I know if this happens again, it's like you say, it's not going to hit me so hard to where I plummet. Yeah. Instead, I want to run it through the filter of, whatever a counselor would tell you to do. Yeah. But I think a lot of it, I mean, even going to a counselor, going to talk to a professional, part of it is the realization of, okay, like, I probably have a list of a half a dozen things, and I should probably go talk to a counselor again. I went for years. I probably should again, and try and just process through some of these things that I'm realizing about myself and how I respond, and say, okay, what are some tools so that when life just happens, it's not a drop into a black hole of recklessness. Yeah.
Yeah, getting help.
Yeah.
Don't try and do it by yourself.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, that's, there's not like a 3-point or a 5-point or 12 things to do or anything, because we're not professionals at this. It's one more opportunity or example of just us. Like, this is just what we're trying to do. And this is what I want to encourage people to do, is, like, peel back the layers and try and understand why. Why do I respond? And if, your relationship with people, like, this is what I do when I'm talking to people or couples, is ask, okay, why? Why did you get angry? Why do you get mad in this situation? And as you start asking that in a calm setting, you almost can see the layers peeling away.
Yeah.
And the thing with peeling the layers is, I do think the first thing you come across is the hardest to deal with. Because once you get the freedom from whatever that is, the next one you can say, ugh, this one's icky too. But I can look back and say, but I got the freedom, and how much better I feel because God gave me the freedom from that.
Yeah.
And so that encourages me to work on the next thing.
I think there's an old saying, the first mile in a 1,000-mile journey is the hardest mile, or the first step in a mile walk. Like, you're choosing to take that step to walk, There was an old story about a hound dog laying on a front porch, and I actually told it when I went one time to speak at a graduation ceremony in a prison, and for the life of me I can't remember exactly how the story goes, but the salesman walked up to this old farmhouse, and the hound dog was just laying on the front porch, just kind of howling and howling and howling, and the salesman came back the next day, this hound dog still laying there, just kind of howling in pain. And finally, after a few visits, asked the farmer, what's wrong with your dog? And the farmer said, well, He's laying on a little nail that's poking at him. Well, why doesn't he move? Well, I guess the pain's just not bad enough to change it yet. And I think the pain of the change, it can be a painful thing.
Yeah.
But the current pain has to get to be enough to where the pain of the change is worth it. That
Yes.
compute.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think that maybe that's where, some of the stuff like what we're dealing with is we don't want that pain in our lives, and so we want to deal with it so that it's gone.
Yeah.
Because it's just worth it to us, So because it's we don't sit here saying, hey, all this stuff is easy. It's not easy to peel back the layers and be confronted by the truth of who you are and why you do things, and even some of the mistakes you've made and different things like that. But there's, I don't know, just in experience can find that it's so worth it to do.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I had someone text in and say, a lot of us were raised by people who believed there was strength in silence, and it takes a lot of time and effort to undo that belief. So
That's very true.
yeah, as children, we can be trained in ways that are unhealthy.
Yeah. Well, you just think even at the Chisago campus, when we do the testimonies over the course of the summer, how many times have you heard from, I think of a list of men where they were taught, you don't say anything, you hide your emotions, you don't cry, you don't and I'm not saying, be an emotionally unstable or fragile person. That's not the goal of this. But to have that confidant that you can talk to, but yeah, it's a very indoctrinated idea.
Yeah. And the thing is, parents were just doing what they thought was best for their kids. And you can do one thing for all of your kids and it works for two of them, and the other two, it devastates them.
Yeah.
And so being a parent, I'm just walking through the world, being a parent, you can do what you think is best, and it can still make things difficult on your kids, your adult children, as they look back. So.
Yeah. Every adult child is going to look back and find something you did wrong.
Yeah.
It's just going to be.
Yeah.
Just going to be. Well, that's our encouragement. We know that it can be a difficult road, but in our experience, it's just proving to be fruitful to not just be okay with the surfacey, superficial, but to dig a little deeper and understand a little more.
Yeah. Peel back those layers.
Peel it.
Yep.
Have a great day.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Thanks for joining In Pursuit with Pastor Bill and me, Denise. We hope you will tune in next Thursday at noon as the pursuit continues. In Pursuit is a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio, on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. WAJC is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. The opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of the owner.